Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Margaret and this is Brewski. And if you've been here before, welcome back. We have a lot to talk about today, lots to catch up on, big life updates, so much going on. As you can see by the title, today we're going to be getting ready, but this is a very special getting ready with me because we're going to be getting ready for my first day working at Sephora. Okay, but that's like sort of not true because I've already worked a couple days now. Here's the thing. With wearing a mask and everything, I just like haven't really wanted to wear like full on makeup because I work long shifts and that's like uncomfortable to be wearing a lot of makeup for that many hours under a mask. So I've been doing a lot of eyes and brows and then keeping the rest really simple. But I really wanted to do a look of like, okay, if it was like no masks, what would I have like worn to my first like full day working at Sephora? Let's just get started with the makeup. Okay, so first I'm going to be going in with the new Ole Henriksen Strength Trainer Peptide Boost Moisturizer, and I have my little sample right here because I work at Sephora. Let's go back to the beginning. Not the beginning, but like do like a full update. So I graduated in December with honors. That was really exciting. And then I came back home and just like slept for like a month. And then I went back to my college town and moved out of my apartment. Moved out of my apartment, which was pretty sad, honestly. It was like, this is the last time I'm gonna be like living in my college town, which was like weird. And also I really loved my apartment, so I was just kind of like sad to leave. I'm gonna like not be talking as much about what I'm actually doing and using and just focus on talking about like what we're talking about, but I'll make sure to list everything down below. As much as it was like exciting to graduate and stuff, I was striking out a lot in terms of finding a job. I had applied to like 30-ish jobs or something, and I had had a couple interviews, but nothing really that exciting or nothing that was really working out. And it started to really affect my confidence. I was just feeling like so bummed and just feeling like I don't know. I just felt like I really should have a job right when I finished college. It was just making me rethink everything, that I had applied to all these jobs and no one wanted me. And I was like, okay, well, what if I'm doing the wrong thing? Like, what if I'm not supposed to be doing this? What if I'm not qualified enough? Like, and I think honestly, anyone who has any sort of like degree in something artistic can relate to the fact that I don't know if it would like qualify necessarily as imposter syndrome, but being a person who has an artistic degree just can sometimes like I just make myself think that like that's inferior, or I don't know. I think I can just be a little bit I can be a little bit sensitive about it and think that I'm not good enough compared to people who have more like real degrees, which is like not a thing. Like my degree is real and everything I worked on and did was valid. And I don't know. I think it can just be, if you have like any kind of degree in a artistic form or like performing arts field, like let me know how you feel, because sometimes I just think that unless you're going specifically into that field where you're going to be working on your art, where I was sort of maybe going into but sort of not, I don't know, I just felt really self-conscious about like my degree and like, oh my god, have I just wasted all my time in school getting this degree, and should I have been doing something else? So I was just feeling like really down about having applied to so many jobs and not really having any success. And when I was back at my other apartment. So this was like the end of January, like the last week and a half of January, I would say. I was just kind of like randomly looking at some jobs and thought like, what if? Okay, that was kind of a lot. That looks a little scary, but I'm gonna fix it. I just kind of like randomly thought, like, what if my Sephora in my hometown has any openings? Maybe that would be something fun to do while I continue looking for like my job or whatever. And I looked it up and they did have an opening, and I wrote a cover letter and I applied, and they called me the next morning. I applied like really late at night, probably like around like 11, 12, and they called me the next morning at like 9 a.m. I went home after moving out. I went in for an interview, and my interview went so well. Yes, I would say that interviewing is a decent skill of mine. I'm not like I'm the best at interviews, but like it's definitely like a skill of mine, but also it's really easy to have a good interview when you're like right for a job. You know what I mean? You're just being yourself. You're answering the questions the way that you would answer them. And if it's the right job, then obviously that's just going to kind of work out. I interviewed with the assistant manager. At the end of the interview, she was like, well, I think you'd be a really great addition to the team. And we're going to call you like either later today or tomorrow to schedule an interview with the manager. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. When I got home from my interview, the assistant manager called me and she was like, never mind. You don't have to do another interview. We want to offer you the job. And I was like, oh my God. I was so excited. I was so excited. I just like had a feeling that I would just love working there, and I would love selling products to people and matching people with the right things. And I just thought I would really like it. It also just felt like a win that I needed, you know? I had so much struggle and drama applying to like 30 jobs and just getting rejected over and over again, or not even hearing back. And it was just like really starting to take a toll. And I had finally heard a yes, and it just felt really good. I was so excited, and I was like, okay, great. This is like gonna be something so fun to do while I keep looking for my job. I started last week, and I immediately just completely fell in love with it. Like, I love it so much. It's funny because that you would think that sounds amazing. Oh my God, you have a new job and you like love it so much. That's so exciting. And yet, I was totally freaking out about it. I was like, oh my God, I'm so confused now. Like, this was just supposed to be a temporary thing. And also, I mean, I'm about to complain about something that, like, I shouldn't really complain about, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, multiple different companies and jobs that I had applied to at the end of January started reaching out to me all of a sudden. Jobs that I applied to before I even applied to working at Sephora. Of course, it was months and months and months of nothing but rejection. And then all of a sudden, I have a job, and now everyone wants to interview me. So it's like, yeah, it's great that I'm getting interviews, and like that's really exciting, but it's like the timing of it really just kind of couldn't have been worse. And so I was just totally freaking out about like, what is happening now? Like, what if I get one of these jobs and they want me to move to LA within a couple weeks? Like, I don't feel like I am ready to let this other job go. Something I was like really kind of stressing out about is I was like, oh, well, these jobs that are interviewing me right now, that's for like my career. And this is just like something, working at Sephora is just something that's like temporary. So wouldn't it be irresponsible to like turn down these more like career positions so that I can work at Sephora? But I was like, it's what my heart like really wanted to do. Like I really wanted to stay and work at Sephora. Okay, actually, I can't really do this while I'm talking, so I'm gonna put on liner and lashes and then I'm gonna be right back. All right, I am back with liner and lashes on. I have not worn lashes in a hot minute and my eyeballs are a little like, hello? What is happening? Also, these new Sephora Ultimate Gel Eyeliner Pencils are so lit. This is basically exactly like the Patrick Ta eyeliner, but like good. And also a lot like my Urban Decay liners in terms of like color range. These are the one. And they are twist up, so they're twist up, not like the Urban Decay ones, but they have a little sharpener in the end, so you can sharpen it. These are really good. And they were like $13. Highly recommend. Anyway, I honestly don't really know where I don't really know where I left off in my story, but I also just feel like I'm so nervous to watch all this footage because I feel very like low energy right now. I don't want this to be like boring. I've been like really looking forward to getting on here and like talking about all this stuff. I'm just so tired. I'm so tired. Thursday and Friday, I worked from 10 to 6. And then yesterday, I worked from 8 to 5. And you're like standing the entire time. I'm new. I'm very overstimulated. I'm like trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm like exhausted. So basically, I was just freaking out because I was like, am I going to be the dumbest person in the world to turn down a salaried job at a nonprofit in LA, doing what I thought I wanted to do, to stay at home and work retail at Sephora? I was like, that sounds kind of crazy to me. That sounds kind of crazy. I talked to my parents and they were so helpful. My parents really encouraged me to stick with this Sephora gig for at least a couple months and see what happens, because I told them, I was just like, I love it. Like, I love it. Like, what if this is what I'm like meant to be doing? What if I'm meant to be working in beauty? What if I'm not meant to be working in nonprofit? I was just like, I don't even know what to do. They were like, okay, well, first of all, you need to calm down. They were like, stop making good things into crazy things. Stop freaking yourself out. Just like allow yourself to explore this and see what happens. They were like, LA is always going to be there. Other jobs are always going to be there. There's no reason that all of a sudden now you have to do that. My mom said, she was like, I took the responsible job out of college and I hated it. And then I left to do one of the more non-responsible things. It's really gotten her where she is today. And so I think it was like really helpful to just like know that my parents were kind of like really encouraging me to see what it might be like to work in beauty. I just really needed that validation. I really needed to know that I wasn't doing something like really stupid. And they're going to support me, of course. I'm so lucky. They're literally going to support me no matter what. I'm just someone who puts like a lot of pressure on myself to always be doing the best and looking the best and making the right decisions. And it's so funny because no one else in my life is putting that pressure on me. I'm putting that pressure on me. I am the one responsible. I just need to like not. I need to stop. And I also need to trust myself because like I could feel that like I was just so happy doing this, and I could feel that like this is something that I wanted to really give a good try and not just do it like for now in the meantime. And I just wouldn't really allow myself to make that decision because I was just not really letting myself make that decision. I was just putting so much pressure on myself to get the big girl job and make the big girl move and do what I told myself I was going to be doing outside of college. I think that it's so helpful having my parents around to encourage me to explore this other avenue and the possibilities that it could bring me, because I think if you are working a retail job and standing on your feet for 8 hours a day and you're exhausted and people can be kind of weird and crazy, and you just like can't wait to go back the next day, or you can't wait for your lunch break to end and you're just like wanting to do it so bad, like that says something. It's not an easy job by any means. It is not an easy job, and I just want to be there. Like, I'm excited to go tomorrow even though I'm exhausted still. I really want to go. I'm just like, I just love it. Let's talk about what my first few days have actually been like what I've been up to. The first day, I sat at a desk in the back and did online modules for the entire day from 11 to 5:30. It was a lot. I was so exhausted at the end of the day, and I was so done with sitting at the computer. I mean, I learned a lot, and I learned a lot of like important things, but I was just like, oh my God. This is miserable. They said it used to be worse. They said the modules literally used to last like a week. And I was like, oh my God. You have to know a lot and you have to be focused on a lot of things all at once. It's just not a super easy job. I did modules all day and that was interesting. My assistant manager let me come out for the last 30 minutes and walk around on the floor. She was like, you can come out of your cage. The next day, I did another like hour, 2 hours of modules, and I still have not finished, by the way. So I did some more modules, and then I worked on shipment, is what it's called. So when you get products shipped in, you gotta like put them on the shelves and in the drawers underneath the shelves and stuff. So I was out on the floor putting product away. But then you are an employee and you're out on the floor, people come up to you wanting help and asking questions. And I was really nervous. I was like, oh my God, am I like supposed to be talking to people yet? Like, no one's really like talked to me about like helping people. Like, am I supposed to be helping people? And then I just like sort of started to. Like, I was still working on my shipment stuff, but when someone came up and wanted help, like, I just kind of started helping them. The first thing that I helped someone with was deciding between the ABH Soft Glam palette and the Soft Glam Mini palette. And I used the Soft Glam palette today, the full-size one. I told her that I just got the full-size one and how much I loved it. And there were a couple shades in the full-size one that are like my favorite shades that they don't have in the mini one. And she was like, yeah, you're totally right. And then I also helped her pick out the Sephora gel brown eyeliner. I was like, this is on my list too. I was like, are we wearing the same makeup? Like, what is happening? So that was the first thing that I like sold to someone, which was like exciting. And then I just did it all day and I was restocking shelves and people were coming up and needing help. And I was just like helping people find all the things they were looking for. And they were like, oh, I kind of need something like this. And I was like, oh, I know just the product. I know just the thing. I literally had a moment where I was just like, I feel like I was meant to be doing this. Like, I feel like I was meant to be doing this in some capacity. Like, I'm just so passionate about product and like finding people the right thing for them. And I mean, that's like basically what I do on YouTube. I sit here and I talk about product and I tell you what I like and I tell you what I don't like. And I love what I do on YouTube, but I obviously don't like see you or know who you are. And I don't know if you're trying the products where like, as in Sephora, I'm like standing looking someone in the face and they're like, oh my God, I love this. I'm so excited to get it. And I'm like, yes, I love this for you. Like, I just was having the best time. So then yesterday I was working from 8 to 5 and I was learning the cash register the whole day. I worked at the cash wrap the entire day. It was definitely the thing I was most nervous for because I've never done anything like that. I've never used any sort of like computer system at a job. And because the restaurant that I worked at, we did everything by hand. So it's like totally different. I literally can't talk when I'm doing this because when I do my under eye, I feel like I have to do this like thing with my face where I'm like, all right, I finished the under eyes. Now I can go back to being like a more functional person. So yesterday I worked the cash wrap. I was so nervous. I've never done anything like it. You have to make sure you're doing it really fast because you want to make sure that you're keeping the line moving and stuff like that. And I was so nervous. And also, I mean, it's a business. They really need people signing up to be a beauty insider and signing up for the credit card and stuff like that. It's like really, really, really important. And there's also like so many buttons you have to press like while you're asking all these different things and having this like conversation. So it's like a lot of like multitasking. And also people come in, they want to make returns, they want to do exchanges, they want to order something online. Like there's just a lot of different things. And so I was really nervous and I'm happy to say that it went really well. And I mean, obviously it's not as fun doing that as it is like helping someone on the floor, like pick stuff out and swatch products and stuff like that. But it's still fun to see what everyone's getting and talk about like, oh my God, like I love this product, you're going to love it. Or like, oh my goodness, I've been really wanting to try this. And just kind of like still interacting with people in that way. It's like still fun. My manager and my assistant manager and just everyone who works there, everyone was like really proud of me and thought that I did a really great job. And in general, I think that I am making a really good impression on the people that already work there. And I mean, like I said, I think that is like something that just kind of happens naturally when you're the person who is meant to be there and you're just like right for the job. It's really easy to just be yourself and to just do what you would normally do when you're the person who's right for the position. And I think that that's really kind of my situation. Everyone who works there is so nice and I really like everyone. And everyone's just so sweet and really supportive. Everyone wants to help me and make sure that I have everything I need. And my assistant manager gave me this really, really, really nice gift yesterday. This like welcome to the team gift that literally had like over like $250 worth of stuff in it. Like a full-size Drunk Elephant moisturizer. I was like, oh my God. It's been a rough couple of months and now I'm feeling really excited and inspired and just like feeling like I'm doing something that's bringing me a lot of joy. And that's like obviously just like really exciting. I really feel like I needed it, honestly. I was just like really struggling so much with just questioning myself and feeling really down and struggling with my confidence and just wondering like what the heck I was doing. Now I feel like even if it's just maybe temporary and not forever, that like I have a purpose and a direction and I'm doing something that I really enjoy and that I feel like I was kind of meant to be doing. And so that's just like such a good feeling. Okay, I like love the way this is turning out. Also, I got this new Kosas brow pencil. Yesterday was the first time I used it and I'm excited to use it again today. I had never seen this product before and then I saw it on our display and I did a little swatch of it and I was like, oh my God, that looks great. It's like got that triangle tip, but it's really, 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 really small. and it makes just like the finest little like hair-like strokes. So I'm definitely excited to keep using this. It honestly doesn't even feel that weird being out of college. I thought it would feel really weird, but it honestly does not. I think that I was just like really ready to graduate, and like I was ready to kind of move on, so it doesn't feel weird that like I'm not there anymore. But also I was a December grad. I didn't really have like any sort of graduation of any kind. I kind of just feel like I'm on a really long winter break. What else? Brewski is doing well, for those of you who are interested, which I know is mostly everyone because I know that's why everyone's here. No one cares what I'm doing. They all just want to see the cat and watch him destroy my life and everything I love, which I understand. I'm definitely going to talk about it more in a video that is going to be coming up, but I've been not only struggling with my confidence and my self-esteem emotionally, but I've been really kind of struggling physically with what's happening. Not even what's happening with my body. I've just been having a lot of like, I don't know how to say this. I think that when you're struggling with confidence in one aspect of your life, that can really affect confidence in all aspects of your life. And I've really been struggling with feeling insecure about my body and the way that I look right now. And I realized that like this is something that is very, very cyclical for me. I always have this kind of come up every year around January, February, and I don't know why that is. But it's so funny. I said that to my mom the other day, and she was like, well, yeah, I mean, like, your mental health is always just, like, basically in the trash around this time of year. And I was like, it is? I was like, this is news to me. I like to think that I'm very self-aware about stuff like that, and I think that that's just not always necessarily reality. And my mom has a much better idea of stuff like that. It's very helpful to have her be like, no. You might think you're fine, but you're like definitely not fine right now. Like I can tell. And I'm like, oh, yikes, okay. I feel like I'm kind of on a little bit of an upswing in regards to that. Like, I've just been feeling really uncomfortable in all my clothes and kind of going out into the world. And I think that having this new job and kind of this like new purpose in a way has just like helped me take some of my focus off of that, and I think that's been really nice the past couple days. So hopefully that'll continue to kind of feel a little bit better. It's been like really crazy to all of a sudden just feel like maybe I need to entirely switch the direction of my career. And it's funny because to me, it feels very out of the blue. And to everyone in my life, it seems like it does not. Like, my parents were both just like, this is something that you've been so passionate about for quite a long time now. And it's not crazy to think that maybe that this is like a career option. I really never considered a career in beauty. I just thought that beauty was going to be a hobby. And now that I'm here and I'm working in beauty and I'm obsessed with it, I'm like, oh my God, wait a minute. Maybe this is a career. It's really hard though. It's really hard being just out of college and feeling the pressure of like, okay, now what do I do for the rest of my life? There's just this idea that we finish school and we pick a career and that's what we do for until we retire or die. And I think that it's okay to have that not be the case. Like, let's normalize people trying different things and switching careers and having a million careers and like just not like put so much pressure. Okay, those are the lips. I'm using Pillow Talk and it looks really good with this look because I have some pink going on in the eye. And oh my gosh, I feel so beautiful. I wish that this is what I was wearing to work, but it's just like so much makeup to have under a mask. I love it though. This brings me a lot of joy. And I don't know, is this video gonna be so weird? I feel like I seem really tired and rambly, and I don't know if any of this is going to be anything. If you're here and you're subscribed or just here passing by, I really appreciate you just like taking the time to be here and like participate in this part of my life. And I have just like really loved making YouTube videos, and this has been such a good creative outlet for me and has just brought me so much joy. And so if you're here and you're watching, I just really appreciate it. And I appreciate you hearing me out about all the craziness that's been happening inside of my head and in my life, because it's definitely been a lot for me to handle and be experiencing. It's been highs and lows and just like, just crazy. This is the finished look. This is what I wish I could have worn on my first day working at Sephora. I hope you're having a great day or night wherever you are. Like I said, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!